Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, we want to thank all of our fans, our sponsors, our patrons. We appreciate all of your guys' support. Everyone that's bought us a cup of coffee, been greatly appreciated. We've had a rough couple of weeks here in the family, been out of work for a week and a half, coming up on 2 weeks thanks to our old friend COVID running through us. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time with the usual spiel, so all of you guys that are interested in what's going on with Sin City Living and what we plan on doing in the future with our live streams and upcoming events, please stick around to the end of the video or skip to the end of the video and watch. I will put most of that stuff in the ending spiel, and I will try and update it every week or two with more news. Otherwise, that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So for today's video, I actually want to switch on over from the player side a little bit to the dealer side of things and talk about improper bets. I'm going to talk about improper bets because they popped up a few times last night while I was at work. So it kind of put it in the top of my mind, and I thought I would go over it because I know there are some dealers out there that watch our channel, and I know there are some of our viewers that have their tables at home and do home games. Did a little tournament in my house a couple of times. So I figured I'd go ahead and talk about improper bets. Now, I have already talked about improper bets on the low end when I discussed how you might pay on a $3 table and how you calculate out the payouts for improper bets. So just in brief, very brief, I'll use the 9. Let's say someone wants to do a $9 9. Say you're on a $4 or $5 minimum. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it this way. So you're on a $10 minimum bet table, and somebody has a $14 9 on you. Maybe it's a case bet. It's the last of their money, so you say, sure, I'm going to take it. How would you calculate it out? Well, the $10 portion of it is proper. Every 10 pays 14. Right? So you know that's proper. So you need to figure out what the $4 pay. Does it pay $4? Does it pay $5? Does it pay $6? What exactly does it pay? Very simple. Add a zero. You've got your $4, add a zero. What would $40 pay? Because 40 is proper. What would 40 pay? 40 would pay $56. So since we added a zero, we basically moved the decimal point. Now let's move the decimal point back. So instead of 56, 4 would pay $5.60. Now we know the casinos always keep that breakage, so $4 pays 5. Now there's a lot of dealers out there that are really bad at math, and I know this is shocking unless you've played a lot of dice, in which case if you've played a lot of dice, you know that it is an absolute fact. A lot of dealers that are really bad at math, but yet can deal very quickly and very efficiently. And it's mostly because they memorized the improper bets at their most basic level. Because down here, all you really need to worry about is at what point does it stop paying even money. On the 6 and 8, every 5 pays 5, period. Because it's $5.83. So every 5 pays you 5. That's all you need to worry about. So it's either proper, everything outside of the proper just pays even money, boom, done, nothing to think about. The 5 and 9, once you hit $3, it pays an extra buck. That's all that the dealers really need to memorize. 3 pays 4, 4 pays 5. Once you get to 5, well, it's proper. 5 pays 7. So that's how the odds work. So the place bets work. So that's all they need to memorize. What is $1 and $2 pays even money. After that, add a buck. Now, with the 4 and 10, it gets a little bit trickier. Just like the whole adding a zero thing doesn't work, because while you may add a zero to it, you also have to remember that it's not a buy. It'd still be considered a place bet, although they pay pretty much, once you move the decimals and all that, it kind of works out to the same. But $2 pays 3. 1 pays 1, right? Because 10 would pay 18. So 1 pays 1, but 2 would pay 36. So 2 pays 3. 3 pays 5. And 4 pays 7. So some dealers will just memorize that. Same thing they will do with the center action. They just memorize what the improper bets pay. You know, for instance, someone wants to bet a $15 high-low. Well, a $14 high-low is proper. All right, so then all they have to do is just calculate $7 on each number. So all they have to really memorize is what is a $1 high-low pay. So that's what some dealers will do. Now, another thing that dealers do, and it can get dangerous when you cross proper with improper bets, is oftentimes, when we have a bet that's a larger dollar amount, for instance, let me think of one. Here we go. Let's say somebody says, I want a $90 three-way 7. $90 three-way 7. Okay, cool. You've got a bet. The dice are already moving, so you don't have time to calculate it out. Boom, 7. Now you need to pay it, and you need to pay it quick, right? So how do you pay it? Well, instead of trying to worry about any keys or looking at that going, it's $30 on each, although $30 on each would actually be kind of easy. A lot of dealers will look at that and they'll go, well, I know what a $9 three-way 7 pays. A $9 three-way 7 pays $39. So I just need 90 is just 9 with a 0. So what's 39 with a 0? 390. Pretty easy. We do a lot of calculations like that. The dangerous one is the doubling. And that happens kind of on the lower level. People will do, say, a $5 horn high 12, right? And it hits, say an 11 roll. So they get paid $11. They say, you know what, press it. So they get paid $6. Now they have a $10 horn high 12. And then, boom, a 12 rolls, right? Of course, there's various keys, or they can look at it and go, well, there's $4 on the 12. But what most dealers do is we don't even have to think about a $5 horn high anything. What most dealers do is they look at it and they know that a $5 horn high 12 pays 57 on a 12, so they just double it, 114. Give the player 114. Doubling the bet from something that they know is very, very common. What is a common mistake is doing that with improper bets. With improper bets, either doubling the bet or adding a 0 like I showed you over there. When you get to improper bets, now you've got a little bit of a problem. It's not going to work out very well. Let me come up with one. Let's think of an easy. Well, let me start out with a very basic one. $100 place bet on the 8. All right. Every dealer knows this one. Every dealer that's been dealing for any length of time knows this one. It pays $116. Okay. Now, oddly enough, you can actually do the doubling up to this point. 25 pays 29, 50 pays 58, and 100 pays 116. What do you think 200 pays? 200 does not pay 232. It pays 233. The problem with the whole doubling from something you already know is if what you already know is improper, you're forgetting that there is actually change in there. And if that change is over the 50-cent mark, when you double it up, all of a sudden you've crossed over to another dollar. And that's where you start getting into trouble. Right? This doesn't pay 116, it pays 116 and change. This pays 233 and change. Okay? And then you get into stuff like this. A $500 one. We actually had this yesterday. $500 place bet on the 8. It's remarkably easy because we know 480 pays 560. We know 48 pays 56. 480 pays 560. That's super, super easy. And all the dealers know that 20 pays 23. So it was very, very easy to pay it at 583. Very easy to pay it. But you still have to stop and think about it. You can't just start going off other bets you know. Because those other bets you know are improper. Another fantastic example. $5 horn bet. $5 horn bet is super common, pays $33. $10 horn bet does not pay $66. $10 horn bet pays $67. Why is that? Because the $5 horn bet doesn't pay $33, it pays $33.75. So if you double it, now you're at $67.50. So you can't just double or triple or cut in half or whatever bets when they are improper. It seems like that would be easy, but unfortunately it just doesn't work. There's other times too where you might end up with a trick or two even with the proper bets. Because again, the players don't want to wait and the dealers need to be fairly quick with their payouts. Here's a perfect example. This came off of a parlay may have been a double parlay, but we had a $96 horn bet. And this landed on me, and I hadn't been dealing for very long when this happened. And I tapped the dealer, the stick person out, just as they were stacking up this $96 horn bet. And I'm thinking, oh, well, what are the odds it hits? I moved the dice, boom, 12. Almost instantly. Every single person on the table came up with a payout at the exact same time. We all did it very, very quickly. And it turned out afterwards when we talked about it, we all did it the same way. Instead of trying to do a key, or figuring this is $24 per number, we went, well, we know a $100 horn bet pays $6.75, and a $4 horn bet pays $27, so we simply subtracted $27 from $6.75, right? Subtract 20, you get $6.55, subtract 7, you get $6.48. Pay the player $6.48. Super quick, super easy, super fast. So I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, helpful, or at least just plain interesting. Thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you next time. Bye now. Okay, everybody, and as promised, all the usual blah blah that I try and do at the beginning of the video, we're going to go ahead and put near the end of the video. And here we go. So thank you, everybody, for your usual patronage. All of you that are patrons of ours, we very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's been buying us a cup of coffee. Love to say it's going to coffee right now, but this month with the entire family out for COVID, it's honestly going to Bill's and probably the kid's birthday in a week. But we definitely appreciate it. We're going to continue working on these live streams. I know you guys have seen some of them popping up. Just got to figure out the look of it, and some of the audio is still giving me issues. But hopefully we'll be getting those live streams and the craps tournaments going as soon as possible. Really just going to depend on scheduling. My schedule changed, Amy's schedule changed, kids' school schedule is fun. So once we figure out exactly how all those schedules are going to work, we'll let everybody know. And otherwise, please continue emailing us with anything you would like to see videoed. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.